Alright, so I wanted to check back in. My last video, I was prescribed Letrozole because the month before that, I was on Clomid and it made my lining thin. So then they switched me over to Letrozole. My lining was good. So either way, it didn't work. So right now, I'm basically giving my body a rest because taking Clomid and taking Letrozole, every time I, have my period after each fertility medication, my periods were really bad. Like, I had, I guess they call it period flu, and I've never had that before. Like, I already have, painful periods, really bad cramping. That's usually my only issue. I usually just have really bad cramping. Sometimes I have blood clots and all that stuff. TMI, but this is what's happening. So that's what normally happens. Now, with the fertility meds, what changed was I had headaches. Like right now I have a headache. I'm on my cycle. I have a headache. I don't ever have headaches during my cycle. So I know that it's stemming from the fertility med. So a headache. I had, I felt nauseous. I just felt sick. I felt bad. So it was terrible. Both times. So for 2 months, I've had really bad periods with, I guess they call, like I said, period flu or whatever. So like I said, that's never happened before. So I looked it up and it did come from those medications. So what else happened with it? So those were the symptoms I had with my period, but I didn't have any symptoms really while on the medication, which was good. The symptoms came after the fact and basically on my period. Okay, so then other than that, I had to go to urgent care because I was having really bad cramping. Not even cramping. It was really bad, pains, stabbing pains on my left-hand side, left lower abdominal side. So, I had to get an ultrasound and all these things. So what they found was I had a 4.5 centimeter cyst in my ovaries, in my left ovary. So, it was terrible. So, I was laying there, she was in there, and when she turned the little ultrasound thingy, to the right, no, to the left, she hit it. I almost kicked her because it was terrible, the pain. But, yeah, it was bad. So when I told her where the pain was, she automatically knew what it was, and she saw what it was. So, they gave me pain meds for it, muscle relaxer. Basically, it just has to pass on its own. So, I did see where it said that, usually it'll shrink with each cycle. But I think I'm probably going to go back, to make sure that it has went down, if not went away. I'm hoping that it went away, but it going down is even better, which my pain is way less than it was, so I'm hoping that it did go down. But I don't know for sure, so I need to find out. But it was terrible. I was in a lot of pain with that freaking cyst. And then, 4.5 centimeters is crazy, and I usually go to the chiropractor. I haven't even been able to go to the chiropractor because what I do at the chiropractor would have definitely hurt my stomach. I usually have to lay on my stomach at one point, then on my back, but what I have to lay on usually rolls up and down my spine. So I feel like that I was just very uncomfortable, and I really couldn't even sit up. It would hurt for me to sit up. I had to either lay on my side or lay down. It was a terrible time, but yeah, I found out that's what it was. So of course, with Letrozole, it causes an increase in your estrogen, which, is that what he said? Estrogen? That causes cysts, more cysts. So, yeah. it was terrible. But I let my fertility clinic know what was going on. Like, I sent them all the paperwork and all that stuff. So yeah. So the next step is right now I let him know that that we wanted to move forward with the process. So we're gonna go with an egg donor. So right now I have to schedule an appointment with a counselor first, because you have to do that. That's one of the steps that you have to do before, moving forward. So you basically speak to a counselor about, the egg donor situation and all that stuff. And then after that, you can move forward to, I guess, picking your donor. So anyway, I had an appointment yesterday with the fertility clinic and let him know that I wanted to move forward with the egg donor, and he sent me information for the counselor that we have to speak to before moving to the next step of the process. So I got to call and schedule that. It's $350 to do that. The VA does not pay for that. So also the VA doesn't pay for egg donors. So that's another thing that we'll have to come out of pocket for. Now, the IVF process is what the VA pays for. So I'm also in the process of trying to get my referral renewed so that the VA does pay for the IVF part. And that's always a long process. The VA usually takes their time renewing things. My consult or referral is up, I think, May 12th. I'm pretty sure they're not going to get it renewed before then. But I really wanted to keep the process going. I didn't want to have like a gap in care or whatever. So we'll see. I just wanted to give you guys an update because my last video was me taking the Letrozole, 5 milligrams. And yeah, so I'll check back in once we schedule the appointment with the counselor and have that appointment. I'll let you guys know like what that entailed and all that stuff, and then what our next step will be after that. But thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you later. Bye.